Dear listeners, the Gospel of today is taken from Matthew chapter 15, verses 21 to 28. The Canaanite woman's faith. Let us listen to the Word of God. Jesus left that place and went away to the district of Tyre and Sidon. Just then, a Canaanite woman from that region came and started shouting, "Have mercy on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." But he did not answer her at all. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, "Send her away, for she keeps shouting after us." Jesus answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, help me." He answered, "It is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Yes, Lord. Yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table." Then Jesus answered her, "Woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish." And her daughter was healed instantly. What a beautiful passage. The encounter between Jesus and Samaritan, the Canaanite woman. As we see from the Bible, she is a pagan woman. And yet she recognizes that Jesus is the Messiah, the anointed one. And therefore she came and pleaded to him, "Lord, have mercy on me, for my daughter is tormented by a demon." Jesus ignored her. We see here, Jesus ignored her. Jesus did not answer her at all. Jesus did not answer her at all. Jesus seems not interested in her affairs. Jesus did not pay any attention. In fact, he was so indifferent towards her. And he said, "I am sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." From indifferent to rejection. "I am sent to the lost sheep of Israel. I will not do anything for her." From indifferent to rejection. And at this moment, I am sure most of us will just give up. But she did not give up. Instead, what happened? Instead, she intensified her efforts with much louder voice. So much so that the disciples had to ask Jesus to do something about it. The disciples said, "Send her away, for she keeps shouting after us." She shouted because her needs is great. She shouted because her desire is great. The greater our need, the more intense our prayer should be. The Jews called the Canaanites dogs. And at this moment we see Jesus called her dog. The language that demeaned her people. "It is not fair," he said. "It is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." What a language. It is not fair to throw away the food to the dogs. Jesus was indifferent. Then he rejected, and now he condemns. Only her dogs. And she admits, "Yes, I am a dog. But even the dogs eat the scraps that are fallen from the master's table. She was so focused on her prayer. She was so focused on her requests. And you see, Jesus truly admired her faith at last. Woman, great is your faith. Let it be done to you as you wish. And instantly her daughter was healed. Instantly, immediately, her daughter was healed. Then the message of this pagan woman for us today is never, never to give up our faith in God. Despite her shouting, Jesus ignored her. He answered her not a word. And he said, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. My dear friends, Jesus was just testing her faith. And that is how often Jesus deals with us. He does not respond immediately. Jesus does not help. Jesus does not cure. Jesus does not heal her daughter immediately. He remains silent. He seems to pay a deaf ear to our plea at times. Like this Canaanite woman, we need to be persistent and persevering in our prayer. Kneeling at the feet of Jesus, she said, Lord, help me. We need to kneel at Jesus' feet because we are taller when we kneel in front of Him. Jesus appreciated her faith. Woman, great is your faith. Initially, Jesus was indifferent towards her. Then rejection. Then comes condemnation. Was it her dog? Yes, she was not discouraged. She knew Jesus has the power. My dear friends, we must never give up. We must continuously trust God. The Canaanite woman became icon of faith. Abraham kept the faith without knowing what is next. Abraham kept the faith even when God was silent. And so he is reckoned as the father of faith. We wonder at times why God seems so silent. He is not silent, my dear friends. He wants us to trust Him deeper and stronger. He wants our faith to grow bigger and bigger. Sometimes God disciplines our faith. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 7 says, endure trials for the sake of discipline. God is disciplining you as children. For what child is there to whom a parent does not discipline? And that's why St. Paul tells us, rejoice in hope, be patiently in tribulations, and be constant in prayer. Jesus encourages us today to ask, to seek, and knock. And ask, search, seek, and knock persistently. Like the Canaanite woman, let us cry to God with hope today. Lord, have mercy on me. Lord, have mercy on my family. Lord, have mercy on our society. For we are suffering. For we are dying. Jesus is going to intervene in our life. Jesus is going to calm the rough wind of coronavirus and protect all of us from this dreadful disease. We are not alone. We are not alone, never alone. Even when we feel so, He is going to answer our prayers, our supplications sooner than we imagine. Come what may, what situation, what circumstances we are in, let us continue to trust God. Let us continue to trust His love, His protection, and His guidance. Because He will answer us as we continue in persevering in our trust, in our prayer, in our dependence